I'm going live on the Too Sexy Instagram.
Okay, sweet.
Yeah, that's right. That's what you're. Yeah, okay, cool.
Yeah, that's great.
Oh, you know what? You Bluetooth headphones.
Damn you.
They're my favorite thing in the world, but also they just are really stubborn about disconnecting.
That was like 30 minutes
Yeah.
ago. I was doing a workout outside, and it's like the Bluetooth just kept connecting, unconnecting, connecting, unconnecting. I'm like, ugh.
Yeah. Why?
And it made me anxious because I was like, I want to just do my workout, but I want music.
Yeah. I feel like like Bluetooth headphones is the first time I ever really felt like a man-made thing or a person-made thing, I should say, is actually so should I go live right now? I'm going
Yeah,
live.
let's do it. And
Uh
live on YouTube too.
a person yeah, a person-made thing has like an actual like personality. Like it's like mad at me for not connecting or like won't disconnect or is like I feel like it actually
Has
it like
feelings. Bluetooth
yeah,
has feelings.
like my brother's Bluetooth speaker will always connect to my phone, but not his. Like it just likes my phone better. You know what I mean? It feels like you know, it just feels that way to me. Or like it'll connect all day, but the second I want to take a shower, it just will not connect right when the shower's hot and I'm like getting in and I'm like trying to turn on it, you know.
You're like, someone's behind this. Boy,
Yeah.
do we have it in store for us once AI and robots are in a place where we really feel they have feelings.
I don't know, I'm like getting
Yeah.
in.
I know what you mean.
Yeah.
It's like, I've trained you so many times, you darn phone, to like my device, and still you like someone else's more.
Yeah.
All right. Welcome, office hours. Welcome, people. Oh, let me try that again.
Oh
Welcome,
wait.
everybody, to office hours. We're live on YouTube. I think we're about to be live
Sorry.
on
It
Instagram.
it does it sometimes. Do you ever have this with where you press live and it like doesn't go live? It just kind of I don't know.
Yeah, definitely.
It's been happening to me recently. Happened to me at Mike's a bunch of times.
Oh, yeah. Oh, I see you. Okay, cool.
We did like a whole jam one time where I like thought we were live. And I was like, how come no one's commenting?
They're like, nope, this is not groovy enough. Um, all right, we got Burb in the house on YouTube, Bogdan, Low Crow. We got some wild usernames going on. Hey, Kristen. Hi, Jay Sachs. Where are you all tuned in from? Okay, and we're live on Instagram.
Instagram.
Wait, I requested. Did you see it?
Oh. Uh
Hey, Ravia.
oh, yes.
Danella's in the house. This is the awkward part where I have like the phone and the camera set up in two slightly different places, and it's like,
Yeah,
no,
yeah.
look.
Same.
Oh,
The
hey.
the good thing is, hey, how you doing? The good thing is if someone really wants to be an ultimate fan, they can get the two different angles and they can actually watch the stream through two different angles.
Yeah. Oh, true. They
You
could
know?
actually record it and cut their own multi-camera clip
Yeah.
if they wanted to.
Yeah, and they could, if they set up their computer and phone in the same place we are, it'll almost feel like they're seeing exactly what we're seeing.
Yeah,
I don't
totally.
know if that makes any sense.
Yusuf's in
But
the house. What's up, Yusuf?
Yusuf, hey, homie, what's
So,
good?
hey, we have a bunch of videos that we can go through.
Wooly,
One
sorry.
one question that I've been pondering, because I just saw Yusuf's name. Yusuf sent me a DM the other day, and I'm sorry, Yusuf, I haven't gotten back yet. But I want you to know your question's been like in my head, and I feel like it's a great question to talk about live with all of you watching, which is about daily routines. And the question he had is, what is your everyday look like? And I think it's such a fascinating question. I actually did a lesson a little while ago where my student asked me the same thing. She's like, what do you do all day? And it's so familiar to us because we live our lives, but I think there's a lot of people who don't really know um, what we do when we're not like on stage. And so Yeah. What do you do?
Um, so honestly, recently everything's been pretty hectic. Um, because kind of out of nowhere, like more stuff is happening with too many zoos and shows are coming back, and I'm starting to have more responsibilities with too many zoos in a way that I um hadn't budgeted time wise for. So I will say in general, like the last week has kind of just been like just have a list of things to do, kind of just getting through the day. Every day I work out at 5 p.m. That's like
That's
that's
constant
that's kind of like no matter what, I'm working out at 5 p.m. because I just need that, you know.
in the
Um,
calendar. Yeah.
yeah,
When you say a list of things, like, can you tell us some of the things that are on the list?
yeah, okay. So I have collaborations with people as far as just recordings. Um, like right now, I'm working on a the one of my favorite bands. It's like an electronic duo. Is they're called the Floozies. Um, t-
Sick.
I've toured with them. They're really fun. The drummer is doing a solo project, and he asked me to play on it. I'm working on that. I'm working on a collaboration with the King of Sludge and my dad. Actually, it's like a
What? That's awesome. A
yeah,
remote recording?
yeah. It's like my dad's doing some spoke. It's kind of like poetry, kind of like a spoken word, but with gusto, and like a
With
beat.
gusto.
Yeah.
Pellegrino gusto.
Yes. And
A lot of gusto.
yeah, we have some too saxy stuff, you know, that I don't know how in detail I should go, what all the stuff we're doing. I don't
You
know.
could tell them.
Okay, cool. I mean, right now you know, uh we're going through we made all these masterclass videos, um, and we're going through all of them, kind of putting the finishing touches on it as far as supplementary materials and just being like, oh, I don't know if that part makes sense or I need to explain it a little bit more.
Mhm.
Because we only had like 5 or 6 days whenever we really shot it. So
We shot
um,
over 40 videos, everybody, about
yeah,
saxophone technique, stage performance, and career um, tutorials, tips in 5 days.
yeah. Um, so there's that. I'm trying to set up I don't want to release the Leo P and the Velvet Trinity album until I have like a release party. Like I really wanted to do a release party, so I'm trying to figure out how to do that. I just want to play in a small club
Yeah.
sometime in the middle of summer. I'm trying to figure that out. Um, I'm Mike and I are doing the Thundersmack thing. We're working towards doing like we kind of need more stuff. Like we need a good photo shoot. We just
Mm,
you
very
know
important. Yeah, this pick.
yeah, because I've already talked to some agents about us and stuff, and they're kind of like, "Where's your bio? Where's the
Where's
press
the pictures
photos?"
where you're
Where's
flexing?
and it's like, oh yeah, and it's and
Dude,
it's
you guys should just do your promo photos and you're both just like just yeah, swole. You'll get a lot of agents' attentions real fast.
I told my girlfriend to buy me an extra small shirt for Christmas.
And rip it.
Yeah, I'm just like, "Ugh." um, but like,
It's a lot. That's already
yeah,
like a
yeah, and then
list.
it's just like so in the morning. Basically, what I do is I just try to be doing something by 9:30. So, I usually wake up at 9 or like 8:45, uh, and then by 9:30, I like to kind of be like, okay, I'm doing something. So I like to do the Saxy School stuff.
We have a
So
virtual saxophone school that we're currently in beta mode. A bunch of you watching are part of our community, but that's been something we're really focused on in Two Saxy land.
yeah, I like to do the Saxy School stuff first in the morning because um, it kind of it kind of gives the full day for people to respond to my feedback and all that kind of stuff. So
Yeah,
I think the beginning of the day is nice for that, and
totally.
then um, I do whatever type of playing I need to do as early as possible because later in the day the harder it is for me with the neighbors and stuff.
Right.
So if I'm doing those recordings, if I'm doing, we're working on this thing called Saxercise right now. If I'm working on that, or I'm working on any of these type of virtual recordings that I'm doing that, you know, in the morning, in the afternoon time. I eat sometime between 12 and 2 for,
Mm-hmm.
and I eat a quick breakfast, but I'll just do like yogurt and maybe a protein shake.
Yep.
Then lunch. Then if I have time, I will practice. Um, I go in and out of practicing, honestly. It's really hard for me because
Same.
it it's like I need to, but I don't need
Do you
to.
ever feel just so restless? You're just like practicing and you're like, oh my God, I should be like writing a tune or like working on a
Yeah.
production thing. And then
Like, I should be making a TikTok right now. Why am I
it's
practicing?
weird. There's so many distractions. Yeah.
It's like I have nothing to show for this 1 hour of practice. Like,
Right. Which
I
was
don't
so
have.
which was not the case when we were growing up because
Yeah.
social media is like a different beast now. But yeah, I feel you on that.
Yeah. So if I'm like in a place where I'm kind of chill and not too much is going on, I'll practice. And within that, I always just start with long tones. Once
Mm-hmm.
long tones are done, boom, I already feel a million times better. That takes like 15 minutes. Um, and then I usually recently I've just been doing a lot of tonguing exercises. That's my main goal is just to be able to tongue at extreme speeds, completely perfectly in time.
Yeah. Amazing. Do you log all of that?
No, to be honest,
Mm-hmm.
I probably should.
That's something that we could probably build in for within our exercises so that I think it's very I'd like to be more consistent with logging things, but I feel like when I do log it and I have a track record, I just feel like I've gained momentum and I like seeing where I'm
Yeah.
at. But it's hard to remember. It's one of the things that we're thinking about as we build out all these tools for you guys to be able to use during your practice sessions and exercise and stuff like that.
Yeah. So okay, so just to run through that, then I'll
Mhm.
finish whatever stuff I need to do. A combination of conference calls. I might have a lesson. I might have. I'm getting some type of like echo in my voice right now. I don't know. You hear that?
Someone just said that. But I turned all my speakers down.
Maybe.
Because I think in the past it's always been on my end. Like my speakers have been off.
Is that?
You hear it?
Yeah. I don't know why that is.
I don't hear it.
Is that better? Oh, that's really weird.
Is it changing?
No. I have no idea why that is.
Is this better or is it worse?
It's the same.
Same?
Yeah. I have no idea.
Is it really bad?
It's just kind of weird. Maybe I should leave and then come back.
We'll try that.
It didn't happen at first.
Wait. Okay. Yeah.
All right.
Strange. All right. He'll be back. I'll walk you through a little bit of my day as he's coming back. I like to get up early. Oh, he's already back. And then we'll go into some videos. Let's see if it's better.
Let's see.
Better?
Oh, it's still doing it.
Still there?
Like, why?
Gosh, darn it.
Wait, now I can't hear it. It's like so faint. Maybe it's because I'm like close to the mic. I don't know.
Are your speakers on or something?
No.
Oh, weird. Is it still there?
You know what? I don't know why, but can you hear me okay? Can you hear me okay now?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Because for some reason, it's only when I get close to the mic. I have no idea why.
Oh, interesting. So, okay, in the next 2 minutes, let's finish yours. I'm going to briefly tell them mine, and then we're going to watch some videos.
All right. I'll shoot through mine. So we do, I try to set up any type of meeting stuff as far like auxiliary meeting stuff. Like Grace and I and Pasha, we meet every Tuesday. But so I know that like at 10. But as far as auxiliary meeting, I try to put that between 12 and 4 because I know I'm kind of free from 12 to 4. So, and again, I take either from 12 to 12:30 or 1 to 1:30 for lunch, depending on what's going on. And then I set up all that, and whatever other time I have, I use it to finish the projects. And I put them in order by like, like when they're due or like needed to be done. And then work out at 5, and
Are you
that
guys tired yet?
yeah, I work out at 5. I usually eat dinner with my brother, his wife, and my nephew at
Oh,
6,
nice.
and then we all walk the dogs together. I help out with that and play with my nephew for a little bit, and then I work out uh, more until 8:30 or 9, and then I come back here, and if I have a bunch of pressing stuff like Leo, you got to still do work. I'll do work from like 9 to 11 if I really need to. Um, and if I'm like, you know what, you don't have that much stuff going on, I'll do like fun work, you know?
Mhm.
So it's um, like just making beats or just doing something that's like, it is part of work, but it's not, there's just like different types of work. You know what I
Totally,
mean?
yeah, there's like, "Oh my god, I gotta get this done, everyone's waiting for me," and then there's yeah, this ongoing project work and creative
Yeah.
stuff. Yeah,
And
it's interesting. Oh,
yeah.
keep
And then like if I usually go to sleep at between like midnight and 1.
mm,
So I usually have like an hour of some type of wind down. Maybe I'll listen to a podcast. Maybe I will play video games. Maybe I'll watch something.
it's good to have that wind down. That's something I've been trying to get better at these days because most days I literally just face plant into the bed. I'm so exhausted, and that's not really the best way. I'm, like, working until I sleep, and then I don't really get good sleep, so, yeah, I feel you on that. Um, yeah, I mean, it's interesting being your own boss and being an artist because you really do define we define what our schedules are, the projects. There's always so much incoming inquiry too. That's a whole nother beast. Honestly, I'm like so behind in all my emails, admin stuff. The minute I think I'm like caught up, more questions come in, more things. Um, but I have a similar vibe. I just kind of do different things time wise. I do try to get up early. Um, Around 9 o'clock, Pasha and I always grab coffee first thing in the morning. We go outside, we take a walk, we sit down at our favorite coffee shop, and we have coffee for like 30 minutes. And it's my favorite part of the day. It's so like grounding, and it's good to get that sunshine outside. I usually try to work on our educational projects early in the day too, whether it's the master class, Saxy school, and have that first, hour chunk of time. Today, I have a remote recording due for someone's record that I'm working on. I'm I'll sometimes and I really need to get better at this, but I'll have like an hour of like making content, and I'm trying to get better at planning all my content ahead of time because it sucks up so much time if I sit down and I'm like, what do I make? That's where it's like, if I have the idea before and I like know what I'm gonna do, then it's just the production of making it happen. So it's a little faster, and I try to time box it, and I'll be like, okay, I only have 1 hour. What can I get done within that time? Practicing has been challenging, but again, I'm trying to just like find 30 minutes or something to work on something specific. Like you were saying with sound, I've been trying to work on a bunch of articulation stuff too, and I honestly use our own resources. Which is awesome, and I plan to in the future when we make our exercises. So much good stuff to work on. And then, yeah, I have, like, day to day it changes. Sometimes there's, like, a lot of fires that need to be put out of, like, upcoming gigs, and I'm, like, figuring out with band members, transportation, and booking flights, and, like, talking to my agent and team member stuff, and then, just have, like, a piece of paper that I write down things and cross them out. I still have to unpack. That's been on my list for the last 5 days since last weekend when I was touring. Still steal laundry. And yeah, I like kind of just chicken scratch. Every day I like to work on changing up the schedule so that it's more efficient, and then I find that I don't follow it, but I like the idea of having well, I sometimes follow it. Sometimes I'm just burnt out, man. I just need to, like, go outside and take a walk, and that's something that I've these days have been really, like, giving myself the freedom to do, otherwise I just become cranky and feel like a robot. Um, but yeah, I'll be like a 2-hour working block here, turn everything off, distractions off, like lunch. 2-hour working block here. Here are the most pressing things. And I'm trying to get better about like having dinner earlier instead of at like 10 o'clock. Have it like at 7 o'clock and then, do a little more work and then like wind down so that I'm not racing as I'm going to bed. But anyways, there's a lot of stuff to chew on, and it's a really interesting question. And sometimes, like when we're out touring, I think I can talk for both of us here. It's like everything changes. You're just on tour, and you're just like need to get food and need to go to sound check and like need to get ready for the gig, and you can't do anything else. Which actually sometimes feels a lot more. It feels easier than all these other things that we're doing. I don't
Yeah.
know about you, but for me, it's like, okay, I know I'm just doing one thing is my main priority. I'm performing. I'm getting ready for that. I'm working out. I'm eating. I'm going to sound check. Done.
Yeah. I don't understand how, for people that don't know Grace personally, she never loses her cool. Like, it's pretty incredible. Like, you never seem stressed out, like,
Oh, well,
ever.
I do when I'm not on screen and maybe when we're not talking. I usually I don't get angry. I just sit in the corner. Posh has seen me do this. I sit in the corner. I'm just like, what am I doing with my life? And I get kind of quiet and I'm just like, ugh, I'm so tired.
Yeah, it's such a polite way to express your emotions.
Yeah, I don't throw anything. But
Yeah, me neither.
working out helps, definitely. That's, like, a consistent for me too, every day, gotta do it, otherwise, it's like, I'm gonna feel crazy. Just helps get that energy going.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. That is that's it's like when it comes to scheduling stuff, you have to put priorities, and um, it's important to prioritize that.
So totally. Well, there you go. Yusuf, that's the long, version the long short version, because there's a million other details of both of our daily routines. And it's really interesting. Very good stuff. If you guys have questions, hit us up, and that's something that we keep addressing in future live streams. I want to make sure we have time to go over some videos. Shall we watch some vids?
Yeah.
All right, let's do it. So we're gonna take a listen to first up. We have at FRZIX_NO.1. And I'm going to turn this so you guys can see the screen. Let's check it out.
Awesome.
Sweet.
Oh, was that a Moon Hooch cover? I believe.
Say again?
I think that was a Moon Hooch cover.
Oh, sick.
I think so. I mean, it sounded really familiar. I'm pretty sure it was Moon Hooch.
Nice, nice. I don't think he sent the title of it, but you're probably right.
Yeah, it definitely sounded really familiar. I think it was great. That stuff that Winsel, both Winsel and Mike play is really tough. So, transcribing and playing it is a great way to get practice and, a great way to get inspiration. So, I thought that was great. Um, you know, with the is that bass clarinet part at the bottom, I think?
Yeah.
Um, you know, I would say when you move to eighth notes when it was like bop 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 bop, you might wanna, like, work on where you breathe a little bit. I felt like when you with a breath, it kind of changed the phrase a little bit where you put the breath, so maybe, like, do some, like, faster breaths or something that, might keep the phrase intact, but otherwise, I mean, I thought it was really great.
That's a cool tip. I love seeing and hearing that combination of bass clarinet and saxophone. Really cool thing you got going on. Um, yeah, I think it was I felt the groove there, but I was really just taken by the texture of those 2 horns. I would love to hear you write something in that style, um, with your own composition, and I think, um yeah, I really dug when it was when it kinda went to that different subdivision, but, cool to see you, like, working with layering different horns. Love that. Sick. Alright, well, that's a nice start to office hours. Let's take a listen to at Saxy Ray. We have, Ravia coming up next. Ravia is part of our Beta Saxy School community, and so I don't know if we've ever seen a video with her and the band, so I'm looking forward to this. Let's check out what you got for us, Ravia. Yeah, give it up for at Saxy Ray, Ravia. I'll jump
Woo!
I'll jump in here first. So I think that's a Tom Misch song. I really like that song. Cool to hear a saxophone cover of it. I don't know if I've ever heard a sax cover, and I'm curious to know, Saxy Ray, since you're in the chat, is this your band? What's the context? Um, I think you're doing good job of kinda capturing the vocals. I'd love to hear something, I think will add even more punch is if you add even more articulation to some of those phrases, like, I don't know the lyrics to this song, but I know it in my bay, you know, that was nice. But some of the pickups, the way that Tom Misch sings it, I would really listen back to that recording and try to play it with him exactly the way he sings it. It's kinda cool the way he sings it because it's laid back, but he also definitely has a pronounced articulation, I know you got the on the D. Um, and so it's the nuances to the way he sings that melody that I think you can really add into your playing. And you're really only gonna get that by transcribing and playing with him and really paying attention to where is he popping the da 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 da. Where is he slurring into it? And the great thing about transcribing singers, which I recommend for everybody, is there's so many different textures that are happening when somebody sings. And saxophone and vocals are very similar in the things that are going on, whether it's growling or whether it's a bend. So you really can emulate the human voice, and you'll find some interesting things that you'll have to kind of figure out how to translate. So yeah, Rivia, I'd say just play along with Tom. But, I think it was a very cool cover, great to hear the whole band playing, and, yeah, curious to know a bit more context about who this band is.
Yeah, I really liked it. I thought it was pretty and nice, and I I don't know. I mean, it sounded good. Maybe like change up the melody just a little bit more, add a little bit more of flair, finesse, some type of grace notes, or do you always like think about your name when people say grace notes?
I just like hold back so much. I'm like, no pun intended.
Like
I
I
love
can't
grace notes.
I
I
can't
always
imagine.
think about myself there. I'm like,
I can't imagine people are just like Leo notes, like just add some Leo notes. But yeah, it was pretty. I think yeah, just adding a little bit more finesse to the solo.
Mm.
Um, but yeah, this is something that I could see myself, sipping a mixed drink on a beach. I would love to have that band hanging out with me. It was very chill, you know?
That's a great thing to even channel as, think about maybe when she's playing. Totally.
Yeah.
Um, so let's watch another one and let's sound. Sound is a very important thing when it comes to music and when it comes to instruments. And all of you can't hear us stress enough how long tones, really developing dynamic control is really important. I think the person who's about to come on might be in early stages or just starting sax. And, some of the folks that we heard too, I think can benefit from strengthening their sound even more. So we can keep that in mind as we watch his and maybe give you a tip or two when it comes to sound. So this is that guy.y. And we love hearing all sorts of levels where everybody's at because there's always something to learn for everyone. So, all right, let's take a listen. Ooh,
Is that
your
Willy
imagination.
Wonka?
Yeah, great song choice. That was
Yeah.
short and sweet. I don't know the context of how long he's been playing or, um, anything other than, people are sending in videos, but I like the song choice.
Yeah. Me too. Um For some reason, I was picturing something, like, funny to be added to the video, like a weird, like, almost, like, awkward, like, zoom in, like, "Bo bo 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 da 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 da," like, I don't know if I don't I was just thinking it was gonna take, like, a funny turn for some reason, I don't know, but, I guess that's my feedback, but no, it sounded nice.
What's a piece
Um,
of advice for people who especially for baritone? It can be a very challenging instrument, and when it comes to I don't know how long, he's been playing, but let's talk to some beginners right now, you know?
yeah, this is something that I just had a student recently that is somebody that played sax in high school, then stopped for like 15 years and was just starting again for like a month or two. And I was talking to her and she was having trouble with the low notes, which I feel like
Mm,
this particular that dot guy dot y, he could maybe like I think the low notes weren't speaking maybe as fast as he wanted them to and as well as he wanted them to. And a lot of times I think people are just fighting the strength of their read,
mm,
um, and like don't feel like it's a competition of who is the hardest read because that's how I felt when I was
so
that
glad you
age.
bring that up. Yeah.
It's like, "Oh, you play on a 3?" Like, I play on a 4, so I'm better. Like, I used to think that way, and it was I was playing on, like, a half a si and it's funny, when I was a kid, I wore a half a size too big on a shoe because I was like, "I have big feet." Like, I just
Really?
I Yeah, yes. I have shoes right now that are size 11, and I'm
Good
clearly a 10
lord.
and a half.
Just so that you can say you wear a size 11.
Yeah, I wanna be like, "Yeah, I have big feet." Like, I wanted to I wanted to be
Right,
bigger.
right.
I thought it was like a competition. So, um, really like so this woman, I should say, that was I was giving a lesson, she was playing on a 2.5 read. I play on a 2.5 read.
Me
And I'm
too.
like, I've been playing like, 16 years or whatever, and like, when I was only playing for like a few months and like a beginner, like I was not playing on a 2.5 reed. So just like for me, it's way easier because people like, well, oh, I can't play high notes then. It's like work on your range
Mm.
because over time you'll be able to play crazy altissimo with the soft reed.
You just
But
have to learn how to kind of how that feels with your embouchure and
yeah,
control.
but to this day, I still can't play the type of bass lines I play with a 3 reed on a low notes. I can't do it.
Yeah.
It's like it becomes physically much more hard. So I think some of the some of the notes sound a little out of tune to me in this last video, and I think that's because you might be kind of battling a strength issue.
Ah.
So for some reason I'm getting an echo again.
Oh, no. That's a great piece of advice. We're gonna wrap it up in just a second. Maybe the echo will go away. I think I messed up the username. I think that was actually at David, GALILEOPARISI. Sorry about that, guys, if I actually messed up the username. I love your piece of advice. I was actually just having a conversation with a saxophonist who said when he was younger, he was obsessed with playing a harder reed, and he kept going to the music shop, and the guy finally was like, hey, try this reed. He's like, I don't want to play a 2.5 or whatever. I was a 2. And he was like, he was convinced it was the horn. And then he put that reed on and like everything played beautifully. And yeah, I mean, I at one point was also playing size 3 reeds, and then I realized I really like the feel of the 2.5, and playing it a bit lighter and getting like more of a brighter sound. It might die faster, but I'd rather actually play that strength. Yeah, it's definitely not a competition on the I hear what you're saying with that, and I can see how people like compare the strengths, but if you can't get the sound out, it's you're fighting against yourself. So definitely worth
Ye
exploring all of those different sizings.
Yeah, and what's funny is I sometimes look at it the opposite way now. When I hear somebody that has a huge tone, can play crazy high, crazy loud, and then they're like, "Yeah, I play on 2, I play a 2 reed." I'm like, "That's even more impressive to me."
Yeah, and you never know because, like, all the different mouthpieces and the chambers and everything else will change how a strength, feels. So if you're comparing your rubber mouthpiece with like a metal mouthpiece with a baffle, like they're all, it's gonna make the reed play differently. So, you might need a harder reed sometimes with a different type of mouthpiece. Or you might need a softer reed. So it's not really like apples to apples, it's like apples to oranges, and you gotta just go exploring and find something. But I definitely say for beginners, like, you don't wanna fight against the instrument. You wanna find something that just feels comfortable, gear-wise and saxophone-wise. So you don't wanna play broken sax either, because 'cause you'll just think that it's you when it's not you. Might be the instrument. So get it checked out, and I think great piece of advice for getting those pesky low notes out. Um, Thank you all for sending in videos. We go over them every time we do office hours. So keep sending them in. We save them in a folder. We're doing office hours, public office hours, probably every couple of weeks right now. There's a lot going on, and we figure we can hit more videos in one sitting. If you all when you all send them in. So we're gonna peace out. We got to do a little meeting, the two of us. But thank you all for joining office hours, and yeah, have a great rest of the day.
Yes.
Okay, bye, you sexy people.